The courtroom went dead silent the moment the judge opened a second sealed folder. Kody Brown written across it in red ink. Even Mary, braced for anything, didn't know what horrors lay inside. Inside were pages that revealed every hidden wound, every buried lie, every broken promise. Kody's face went pale as the weight of the folder hit the room. Christine watched quietly, each word hitting like a dagger. David Woolley stood beside her, calm, collected, fully in control of the storm about to erupt. Mary gripped her seat, pain flashing in her eyes. Janelle exhaled slowly, as if decades of silent suffering were finally spilling out. Kody's voice snapped, "This is fake." The judge cut him off with a single glance. The folder contained recordings and documents, proof of every word, every manipulation, every secret Kody had tried to hide. Each revelation tore at the walls of his carefully controlled image. The audience held their breath. No one dared speak. Then Aurora, his daughter, stood. "I heard the recording," she said softly, trembling. "I understood the truth. Dad blamed us, but this shows everything." Kody's panic spiked. "Aurora, you don't understand." "I understand perfectly," she replied. "And your lies are out." All eyes were on him. Robin wept silently. Christine offered a subtle, supportive glance. David's calm presence anchored the courtroom as truth struck like lightning. Witness after witness came forward. Gwendolyn revealed a second recording. Mary spoke of years of control and fear. Logan exposed financial manipulations. Kody's defenses crumbled again and again. The tension in the room was unbearable. Kody's empire of lies was collapsing piece by piece. David watched silently, letting the truth do the work. Today, justice had a voice. The judge called a brief recess, but it didn't matter. The courtroom knew one thing: Kody's control was over. The family's path to freedom, truth, and healing had just begun. The courtroom fell silent the instant David Woolley pressed play. A low crackle erupted from the speakers, followed by Kody Brown's voice, sharp, venomous. A knife slicing through the tension that had been building for years. Every eye turned toward the defense table. Nobody was ready. Not Robin, not the judge, not even Kody himself. Christine sat rigidly, David's steady hand on her back grounding her as she fought to control the tremor in her voice. The morning air outside had been heavy, thick with a storm that mirrored the one inside the courthouse walls. Reporters hovered around the doors, whispering, speculating. They could feel the tension, but none could imagine the full magnitude of what was about to unfold. At the defense table, Kody sat tall, posture perfect, but his eyes betrayed unease. Robin sat stiff beside him, mascara smudged, tissues clutched and crumpled in her hands. The bailiff called for everyone to rise as the judge entered, the weight of authority shifting the atmosphere instantly. David placed a thin, worn folder on the evidence table. Inside was the audio recording Christine had stumbled upon months ago, hidden on an old, forgotten phone. When she had pressed play for the first time, the words nearly shattered her. Kody's voice, raw, venomous, and unfiltered, spoke of Christine, Janelle, Mary, and Robin. Every sentence left a mark, a truth so stark it demanded attention. David listened in full, recognizing the explosive power of what they held. The judge's gaze fell on David, ready to present the plaintiff's new evidence. They asked. David rose, calm but resolute. "Your Honor, this is a private recording, recovered recently. Its authenticity has been verified. What you are about to hear was never meant for public ears." Kody scoffed. "Give me a break." "Another lie, you will remain silent unless spoken to," the judge warned sharply. Robin grabbed Kody's sleeve, whispering frantically. "What recording? What is he talking about?" Kody didn't respond. David placed the flash drive on the table. "With your permission, Your Honor, we would like to play the recording." Kody's lawyer jumped to object. "This could be manipulated." "You may play it," the judge said decisively. David pressed play. A low hum. Then Kody's voice emerged, sharp and unflinching. "If Christine left tomorrow, I wouldn't even notice. She's replaceable. She always has been." Christine stiffened. Janelle looked away. Mary's eyes dimmed with hurt. Gasps rippled through the courtroom. Kody shot up. "Out of context." "I didn't sit down," the judge commanded. David continued. "She wants independence. Good, let her pay her own way for once. I'm tired of babysitting her emotions." Christine swallowed hard, holding back a tremor. David's hand squeezed hers under the table. "And Janelle, if she questions me about money again, I swear I'm done. She's a liability." Janelle's jaw clenched. She didn't flinch, but the pain was clear. "Robin is the only wife that matters. The rest, I don't even know why they're still around." Robin froze, her face blank. David stopped the audio. Silence enveloped the room. Kody stumbled. "This is fake, edited." "Christine's trying to." Christine stood, tears streaming. "I didn't fabricate anything. I just survived you." Her voice echoed through the courtroom, raw and undeniable. David stepped forward. Your Honor, a forensic technician has verified the audio. The specialist confirmed every word. Kody's face drained of color. Robin's gaze fell to the floor. David pressed play again. Mary needs to wake up. I never loved her. That marriage died years ago. And Christine, she's dramatic, exhausting. If she walked away today, I'd celebrate. And honestly, I'm done pretending to be the good guy. They can blame me all they want. Kody's chest heaved. David continued. I swear one day they'll regret crossing me, especially Christine. She only had a life because I allowed it. And that new boyfriend of hers, he's nothing. He'll never be me. Christine looked at David, amazed at his calm. David stopped the audio. Every eye turned to Kody. The judge finally spoke. Mr. Brown, would you like to respond? Kody's lips moved. No sound came out. Suddenly, a figure rose from the gallery. Aurora, Robin's face twisted in panic. Aurora, no. Sit down. I heard the recording, Aurora said, voice trembling. That's not the father I know. Something isn't right. The judge nodded. Do you wish to testify? Aurora hesitated, then nodded. Robin gasped. David's calm gaze never left her. Aurora took the stand, placing her hand on the Bible. She swore to tell the truth, her chest rising and falling rapidly. David approached gently. Aurora, why are you here? She met her father's stare. Because I heard the recording. I realized he lied not just to us, but to them. She gestured to Christine, Janelle, and Mary. Robin tried to stop her. Aurora, please. I'm talking about the way he treats them, Aurora said firmly. David asked, have you ever witnessed similar behavior? Aurora nodded. Late at night, he would rant. Blame Christine, Janelle, Mary for everything. I realized he lied to us for years. Kody slammed his hand on the table. This is ridiculous. The judge banged the gavel. Mr. Brown, last warning, Aurora continued, voice trembling but strong. He told me I was too emotional, too dramatic. If I cried, I made him look weak. He had to face his one for us, one when cameras weren't rolling. Kody erupted. She's a child. She's being manipulated. The bailiff stepped forward. The judge's voice dropped cold. Mr. Brown, I am seconds away from having you removed. Aurora broke down, covering her face. Christine stayed seated. David nodded toward the judge. No further questions. The courtroom shifted as Gwendolyn, Christine's daughter, entered. Courage radiated from her every step. She took the stand, hands trembling but spine unyielding. I recorded the second audio clip when I was 17, she said, voice cracking. I thought proof might explain why he favored some over others. Kody turned pale. What is she doing here? The judge interjected. Witness approved. Sit down, Mr. Brown. Gwendolyn played the recording. Robin is the only wife that matters. The rest slow me down. The other kids are distractions. Gasps filled the room. Christine, Janelle, Mary stunned. David's eyes glinted with quiet justice. Why not come forward sooner? The attorney asked. Gwendolyn exhaled. Being a Brown kid means learning to keep quiet. I was scared. Today, I'm not. Kody shook, voice trembling. You misunderstand. I recorded your words, she said firmly. You said them. You meant them. The judge leaned forward. That is a threat. Clear, intentional. Kody froze. David remained calm, letting the evidence speak for itself. Gwendolyn revealed the final, devastating clip. If anyone betrays me, I'll destroy them before they expose me. A collective gasp filled the room. Christine's cheeks wet with tears. Robin silent, grief-stricken. Kody's empire of lies began to crumble, piece by piece. The courtroom felt smaller somehow, though the room itself hadn't changed. The air was thick with tension, every breath weighed down by the years of lies, manipulation, and fear. Kody Brown shifted in his seat, trying to maintain composure, but there was a tremor in his jaw, a flicker of panic in his eyes. For the first time, control was slipping. Mary Brown's hands were steady now, though her heart pounded like a drum. She rose slowly, each step deliberate, carrying the weight of decades of silence. The judge watched her with measured attention. You may take the stand, Ms. Brown, the judge said. Mary nodded and lifted her chin. I tried for years to be perfect, she said, voice calm but piercing. I followed rules, I cared for my family, I believed in Kody's vision of unity. But it was all a lie. He manipulated every single one of us, our emotions, our trust, even our money. Kody stiffened, a flicker of anger crossing his face. Robin reached for his arm, her expression a mix of shock and hesitation, unsure what to do. I have proof, Mary continued, pulling folders from her bag. Ledgers, statements, emails. Everything that shows how he controlled our finances, deciding who got what, when, and punishing anyone who questioned him. The courtroom murmured. The tension was electric. David Woolley sat quietly, his presence a silent anchor beside Christine, letting Mary's words land. Could you be specific? asked the attorney. Mary opened a folder. Here are the redirected funds, the emails pressuring me to remain silent, and this notebook. She held it up, its pages filled with Kody's handwriting, showing exactly how he manipulated us emotionally to maintain power. Kody's face twisted. Lies, fabrications. Sit down, Mr. Brown, the judge snapped. But Mary pressed on. He told me I was weak, she said, eyes locking on Kody, that I needed him to survive. He pit us against each other, made us compete for his approval. And when I tried to protect the children, he turned his anger on them too. Chanel whispered from the gallery, finally. Someone speaks the truth. Mary's eyes flicked toward her, a silent acknowledgement. Did you ever witness him being violent toward the children or other wives? The attorney asked. Mary's voice tightened. Yes, Logan. She paused, swallowing hard. He hit Logan, hidden, when no one else could see. Logan still bears the scar on his wrist, but he's afraid to talk about it, the courtroom gasped. Robin's face paled. Kody sputtered, that's impossible, he's lying. Sit down, Mr. Brown, the judge commanded firmly. Mary continued. I've lived in fear and so have the children. But it ends today. I've saved the texts, photos, everything. He cannot manipulate us anymore. David squeezed Christine's hand. Christine leaned slightly on him, their silent strength unmistakable. The next witness, Logan, walked forward. His shoulders were slumped, but there was a spark of courage in his eyes. Logan, do you remember the incident your mother described? The attorney asked. Yes, Logan said quietly. I tried to stop him. He hurt me. The judge's eyes were sharp. Mr. Brown, remain silent. Kody's jaw tightened. Sweat formed on his brow. Logan continued, retrieving his phone. I have photos and messages from that day. The evidence appeared on the courtroom screen, bruises. Timestamps, undeniable proof. A collective gasp rippled through the room. Kody's world of control was crumbling. Robin whispered, barely audible, how did it get this far? Mary's eyes met hers. Because truth cannot be hidden forever, the judge called a brief recess. Rain pounded against the windows outside, a mirror of the storm brewing inside. Kody slumped, exhausted, powerless for the first time in years. When court resumed, David approached the table. Your Honor, we request one final witness for this session, Christine. Christine rose, unwavering. I lived in fear, she said, her voice calm but piercing. Fear of his anger, his manipulation, his control. He presented himself as the perfect husband, a provider, a family man, but behind closed doors. It was all lies. Every promise, every action was calculated to control us. Kody flinched. Robin looked away. Christine detailed the emotional abuse she endured, reading from journals, texts, and emails. The court watched, rapt, as the truth spilled forth. The judge allowed the evidence. Audio recordings played again in fragments, reinforcing her testimony. Kody's lawyer attempted to interrupt, but the judge was firm, let her finish. By the time Christine concluded, Kody sat frozen, the illusion of control shattered. The children whispered among themselves, witnessing a side of their father they had feared but never fully seen. The judge leaned forward. Court will recess until tomorrow. Mr. Brown, you may reflect on these revelations. David escorted Christine out. The courtroom exhaled collectively. Outside, the rain softened to a drizzle. For the first time, there was a glimmer of possibility, a chance for truth to finally prevail. The courtroom was silent, but the silence was heavy like the calm before a hurricane. Kody Brown sat rigid, his face pale, eyes darting nervously as if searching for an escape that didn't exist. Outside, the sky had darkened, clouds hanging low as if mirroring the storm inside. The judge tapped her gavel. We will proceed. Mary Brown stepped forward, her presence commanding. Your Honor, before we conclude, I need to say one final thing, she said, voice unwavering. For years, Kody made us invisible. He controlled every word, every action, every decision. Today, that control ends. We are no longer afraid. Kody's lawyer opened his mouth to object, but the judge silenced him with a sharp glance. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. The final witness. Logan walked to the stand, a quiet confidence in his step. I used to be afraid of him, he said, voice steady. I saw him hurt my siblings, my mother. I stayed silent because I thought that was safer. But I'm done being afraid. I want the truth to be known. He lifted his phone, showing time-stamped photos of bruises, texts, and videos. The room collectively recoiled. Kody's composure cracked, a spasm of panic running across his face. Christine was next. She rose, flanked by David Woolley. I believed the fairy tale, she said softly, that he could love us all equally. That his promises were true. But everything I thought I knew was a lie. Every emotional manipulation, every hidden threat, every word designed to control exposed today. And I am free. The court held its breath. Even the stenographer paused, as if the weight of the revelation could not be captured fast enough. Kody's defenses began to crumble. He sputtered, "This isn't true." "They're enough." The judge's voice thundered. "The evidence has been presented. The testimonies are clear. The court sees the truth." A collective murmur filled the room. Robin's face softened. There was a mix of pity and disbelief. The children exchanged glances, some wide-eyed, some with a hesitant sense of relief. Mary closed her eyes for a moment, letting the years of fear and pain wash away. "No more lies," she whispered. "No more hiding. No more control." The judge nodded, finality in her gaze. "This case has revealed the full extent of the emotional and psychological abuse endured by the family. The court will ensure appropriate measures are taken to protect the children and the vulnerable adults involved. The ruling will follow in writing." Kody slumped in his chair, defeated, powerless. The illusion of dominance that had defined him for decades had vanished in a single morning of testimony. Outside the courthouse, rain had stopped. Sunlight broke through the clouds, casting warm light on the family as they stepped into the open. For the first time, the Brown family, fractured but resilient, felt the possibility of real freedom. Christine leaned into David's side. Logan held Mary's hand tightly. Janelle gave a small, tentative smile. Robin, though conflicted, finally understood the magnitude of the truth she had avoided. Kody stayed behind, alone, staring at the floor. The empire of control he had built on fear and deception had collapsed entirely. And as the family walked into the light, leaving the courthouse in the shadows of the past behind them, one thing was clear: the era of secrets, lies, and manipulation was over. The storm had passed. The truth had won.